Have you ever wondered where the stars go when they are weary? The elders of Legon Mountain say that on nights of thick mist, the starlight does not vanish, it gently falls, transforming into shimmering silver blossoms on the garments of Hmong maidens. Life is a cycle of refining and shining. Sometimes we must pass through the roaring flames, only to emerge as pure and serene as white silver petals. Right now, let your mind be like a raw silver ingot, shedding the dusty layers of a long day to return to its most primal stillness before we drift into the mystical journey of silver blossoms on Legon Mountain. Take a brief moment to subscribe and turn on notifications. Your companionship is the warm flame that inspires us to create these peaceful spaces every night. Now, let your breath lead you into tranquility. Now, let your body find its most comfortable position on your bed. Feel the softness of the mattress supporting your entire weight. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to go anywhere, and you don't need to think about anything else. The world outside your door has temporarily receded, giving way to a safe, quiet space that belongs only to you. Begin by taking a deep breath through your nose, feeling the cool air filling your lungs. Bring in the freshness of the forest. Then exhale very slowly and gently through your mouth. As you exhale, imagine all the fatigue, worries, and lingering thoughts vanishing like a thin mist, meeting the morning sun. Inhale and exhale. This rhythm is so natural, so peaceful, like the sound of a stream flowing through the Xijiang Valley. Starting from the crown of your head, feel a warm energy as gentle as silver moonlight, spreading down wherever this light goes. Your muscles soften, let your forehead be smooth, erasing the lines of worry. The muscles around your eyes begin to relax. Your eyes closing gently without any effort. You feel the relaxation spreading to your cheeks, down to your jaw. Let your mouth part slightly if needed, so all tension in the face completely disappears. Now, that gentle warmth continues to flow down your neck to your shoulders. Your shoulders, which usually carry so much pressure, are now heavy, sinking deep into the pillow. You feel your arms are very light, from the upper arms to the elbows to each fingertip. There is no more striving. Your hands, which have worked tirelessly all day, are now open, completely relaxed, receiving the stillness. Continue to let your attention shift to your chest and abdomen. Feel your chest rising and falling gently with each breath. Each exhale brings a strange sense of relief, as if you are shedding a heavy coat. The warm energy spreads down to your hips, to your legs, which have taken you everywhere all day, are now resting. Feel your thighs, knees, and feet gradually sinking into a state of absolute relaxation. You feel your body is weightless, as if lying on a fluffy cloud in the middle of Lake on Mountain. In this space, you are completely safe. You are enveloped by the silence of the highland winter night. Imagine you are standing at the edge of an ancient forest where white mist covers every leaf. The air here is so fresh, carrying the scent of old oak and the moisture of the earth. The sound of the wind through the leaves is not a scream, but a lullaby for countless small creatures falling asleep. You hear a very faint tinkle from afar, like silver bells stirred by the wind. That sound is so elegant, so gentle, it does not wake you, but rather it is like a soft silver thread weaving together the pieces of peace in your soul. Just let yourself drift in this feeling. You feel the warmth from the fireplace in a distant stilt house reaching here. It is a light orange glow, warm and familiar. You know that in that place there is a space reserved just for you, where time seems to stand stop, where all the world's haste becomes meaningless. You are drawing closer to Xijiang Thousand Household Miao Village, where the houses are hiding in the clouds. All sounds around you are now blurred. The ticking of the clock, the noise from the highway, all melt into a soothing, steady stream of sound. You feel like a silver plate being dipped into cool water by a master silversmith after being forged in fire. The heat fades, leaving only the sturdiness yet softness of your soul. You feel so light, so serene. Keep this state, your breath steady, your body completely relaxed. You are ready to leave reality and step into the world of mist, of dark wooden houses and shimmering silver blossoms on the high mountain peak. Keep breathing, keep feeling the warmth, and let me guide you deeper into the space of the story, a journey of love, filial piety, and the most beautiful dreams awaits you ahead. You are feeling very sleepy, very relaxed, and everything is happening perfectly. just lie still like that and prepare to enter the space of the Miao village in the early mist. In this relaxed state, let your imagination gently open a door. You find yourself standing on a narrow trail paved with mossy green stones, leading into the Shijiang 1,000 household Miao village these late winter days. The space here is no longer the harsh sun of summer, but instead a sea of thick white mist covering every tree and leaf. The mist is not so cold that it makes you shiver, but it brushes lightly against your skin like a soft silk carrying the pure breath of Legon Mountain. Look, emerging from the ethereal mist are the shapes of the Diaojalo houses, these dark oak wooden houses, the color of time and kitchen smoke over hundreds of years, lean resiliently against the steep mountainside. They are 3 or 4 stories high, with sturdy wooden pillars anchored deep into the rocky earth, looking up from the valley. Those houses look like giant bird nests hung between the clouds by the hand of some god. The curved yin-yang tiled roofs, covered in deep green moss, glisten with dewdrops, occasionally falling drip-drop on the wooden ground, creating a meditative melody of the forest. You walk slowly, your feet feeling the solid yet warm surface of the old wood. Each step is a touch of history, a touch of the soul of the Hmong people here. The fragrant scent of old oak blends with the characteristic smell of kitchen smoke, a pensive scent reminiscent of togetherness and peace, and there, wafting in the air, is the taste of the famous Suantangyu sour fish soup, the tartness of fermented tomatoes, the spiciness of mountain chilies, and the distinct aroma of forest bamboo shoots are spreading, inviting you into a space of warmth and protection. Leading you deeper to the edge of the village is a stilt house perched precariously, where the pink glow from the hearth is dancing through a small door slit inside Gaia. The girl with eyes as bright as stars is quietly tending the fire. The flickering flames illuminate her delicate face, reflecting determination yet gentleness. The smoke clings to the wooden grains, painting ethereal silver-gray streaks on the walls. This is not just a house. This is a private world where love exists in every breath, every smallest movement. You clearly feel the contrast between the cold, vast wilderness outside and the cramped but warm kitchen inside. Mrs. Mulan's dry cough from the inner room echoes, as steady as a sad beat of time, blending with Mr. Xi's quiet sigh on the rattan chair. The the rough hands of the village's best blacksmith, now only able to tremble as they grip the chair arm, evoking a nostalgic longing for the golden age of silver crafting. The space suddenly becomes quieter as night falls from the corridor of the house. You look down at the valley. Thousands of lights from other stilt houses begin to glow, shimmering like a galaxy fallen to earth, nestled in the heart of Xijiang Valley. The wind from Legal Mountain blows back, carrying the whisper of the wilderness, telling ancient legends of Mother Butterfly, the ancestor of the moon, and of the magical silver light that once made pride of an entire land. You feel yourself melting into that space. Each strand of mist, each grain of smoke is like soothing your soul. You are no longer an observer. You become a part of the village, a part of this slow and thoughtful pace of life. The sound of the rushing stream under the wind and rain bridge in the distance sounds like an endless lullaby. The noise of the modern world has been completely blocked by the undulating limestone mountains. Here, there is only you, the breath of the forest, and absolute peace. Let the image of the perched wooden houses and the enveloping sea of mist lead you into a dreamy state. You feel your eyelids heavy, your palms warm, and your mind beginning to drift into dreams of old times, where white, silver, and red fire blended. The space of Xijiang is embracing you, soothing you with its most silent and sacred essence. Everything is so delicate, so skillful. Your presence here is an arrangement of fate for you to find an anchor for your soul before sinking deep into Gaia's story. Just let yourself go with the kitchen smoke. Let it take you through the mist, deep into the heart of Legon, where wonders are about to be retold in the language of the heart, in the enveloping silence of Xijiang. The story of Jaya begins to emerge like a soft silver ribbon woven from the most secret pains and hopes. Imagine yourself sitting by the glowing hearth, listening to the crackling of dry wood, and let this voice take you deep into the life of the small girl who carries the heart of a Legon mountain phoenix. Gaia's family was a renowned silversmithing lineage. Her father, Mr. Shi, was once a man who could make inanimate silver bars come alive as if they had a soul. But cruel fate struck one afternoon 10 years ago when a cave-in permanently took away his strong legs from a proud blacksmith. He could only sit quietly on a rattan chair, watching his rough hands tremble with every cold wind blowing through the cracks of the Diaojiaolu. Her mother, Mrs. Mu Lan, after years of hard work, to support the family, was now exhausted by a persistent lung disease. Her coughs in the dead of night were like cuts to Gaia's heart, preventing her from sleeping peacefully. Gaia understood that the embroidered shawls with mother butterfly patterns she painstakingly completed at night were only enough to exchange for a few bags of sticky rice and meager medicine. One night, standing on the highest wooden balcony, looking down at the thousands of lights shimmering like a galaxy in the village, Gaia gripped her old indigo shirt. She realized that the sound of silver hammering, the symbol of Hmong prosperity, had long faded. The village youth had all abandoned the cornfields, abandoned the forges to go to the city for hire. She whispered to herself, "Only silver can save my parents, can take my mother to the big hospitals, and only silver can revive the breath of Lei Gong." Before leaving, Gaia met a tongue on the wind and rain bridge under the curved, tiled roof covered in frost. She looked straight into the gentle eyes of her childhood friend. A tongue, a young man with skillful hands, but a soul as shy as a deer in the old forest, was silent for a long time when he heard Gaia's decision. When she asked, "Will you go with me?" a tongue could only bow his head and look at the rushing stream below. He feared the city's noise. He feared he wasn't sharp enough to keep up with the world out there. But above all, he worried for the elders left behind. "I will stay," a tongue said softly but firmly. "You go find your dream, your home, your parents. I will take care of them like my own blood." Gaia's journey at the Guiyang Silver Workshop was a long series of trials for human endurance. A young girl who had never left her village now faced the searing heat of the kiln and the pungent smell of silver cleaning chemicals. The hands that were only used to holding embroidery needles were now scarred with burns and calluses. There were nights when the pain from acid sores on her skin made her burst into tears in the corner of her tiny rented room. But every time she thought of giving up, she remembered her mother's cough and her father's frail figure. She threw herself into learning like a thirsty traveler in the desert. Gaia learned how to melt pure silver until it flowed like a pristine stream, how to use tiny pliers to pull silver into threads as thin as tea silk, and how to use a hammer to carve the exquisite lines of dragons and phoenixes onto thin silver plates. She realized that traditional techniques were the roots, but for Hmong silver to soar, it needed a new look. Night after night, under a dim yellow light, she taught herself graphic design, how to tell her people's story through the internet. She wanted silver rings to be not just jewelry, but works of art carrying the breath of the times. During those difficult days, tongue's messages were the only soothing medicine. He sent her photos of the warm 5-color sticky rice he cooked, videos of Mr. Shi practicing walking on wooden crutches he carved himself. His silent sincerity gave her extraordinary strength. After more than a year, Jie returned to the village, not empty-handed, but with an iron will and a new vision. She used all her savings and startup loans to open the Monso workshop. The day the forge turned red again, a tongue quietly appeared, wearing a new coat, standing as an assistant. By her side, Gaia began to revolutionize the products. She didn't make the heavy traditional silver hats, used only for festivals, but created small, delicate hairpins and earrings that could be paired with the modern dresses of city girls. She began live streaming right on the balcony of the Diaojialo, the image of the beautiful Hmong girl, meticulously carving while telling the legend of Mother Butterfly. Amidst the cloud-covered space, touched the hearts of millions. Orders began to pour in like spring floodwaters from Shanghai, Beijing, to international orders from far-away Paris. People craved to own a piece of the mountain forest's soul. Jia succeeded in bringing silver out of museum glass cases and into daily life. Thanks to that, she had enough money for her mother's surgery and her father's physical therapy. Prosperity gradually returned under the dark wooden roof. Laughter began to replace sighs. The Guzhang festival that year, the whole Xijiang village seemed to wake up. Ge wore her most brilliant costume, her head adorned with a magnificent buffalo horn-shaped silver hat she and her colleagues had created. With each of her steps, hundreds of silver plates vibrated to create an elegant tinkle symphony, blending with a tongue's joyful Leishan music under the 1,000-year-old tree by the stream. A tongue took out a pair of silver rings, the result of a month he secretly spent forging his sincere proposal. I will be the sturdiest house pillar for you to lean on, closed a difficult journey and opened a new chapter of happiness. Gaia stood there amidst the shimmering silver light and boundless love. She understood that the light of silver only truly shines when it is polished by the hand of determination and love. Her story is not just a story of a craft, but a story of the revival of an ethnic soul, of filial piety, and a simple but enduring love like the mountain rocks. As the final words of the story of Gaia and the tongue slowly fade, the space around you seems to begin to undergo magical changes. Imagine the bright light of the Guzan festival softening, giving way to silver moonlight weaving through the ancient trees, the festive sounds of the Leishan, and laughter also grew quieter, then vanish into the rustling wind of the Ligong wilderness. At this moment, the boundary between the story and your reality begins to blur. You feel yourself floating among the layers of mist surrounding the Diaojiao houses. The silver plates on Geya's costume still vibrate gently, but that tinkle is no longer the sound of metal clashing. It has transformed into a pure vibration, a wordless melody that is soothing your mind. Each vibration is like a gentle wave sweeping through every corner of your soul, washing away the last remaining thoughts. This interweaving is strange and pleasant. You feel the warmth from the hearth, and the story seems to still linger here, warming your feet and palms. But at the same time, the frost of the mountain peak brings a sense of relief, making your body more graceful than ever. You no longer feel heavy. You are vanishing into the night of Xijiang, becoming one with the breath of the forest, with the stream flowing rhythmically under the wind and rain bridge. All the images of molten silver bars, threads as thin as silk, all the happy smiles of Geya's family now begin to blur, forming ethereal, glowing halos. Those halos do not wake you. They are like fireflies leading the way, taking you deeper into the land of dreams. You feel like a phoenix, weary of wing, slowly lowering its altitude, landing on a cozy nest woven from white clouds. The space is now only a silent, deep indigo, the indigo of hand-dyed fabrics, the indigo of the highland night sky. The silence is not emptiness, but a fullness of peace. You feel your mind is like a calm lake on the peak of Ligong, where the moonlight reflects without a ripple. Your consciousness begins to move away from the details of the story, away from the words, leaving only a sense of absolute security. Let everything vanish naturally. Do not try to hold on to any image. Let yourself float freely in the flow of this interweaving. Geya's world and your world have now blended, creating a warm protective cocoon, separating you completely from the hustle and bustle out there. You are sinking into a half-awake, half-asleep state, where all worries become small and distant. The feeling of sleepiness is coming like a gentle tide. It rises from your feet, through your knees, spreads to your chest, and then embraces your entire mind. You don't need to resist, just let yourself sink deeper, deeper still into this stillness. You are vanishing into the black night, into the eternity of the forest, preparing for a long and dreamless sleep. Now, all images of the village, the stilt houses, and even the shimmering silver blossoms have completely receded. You no longer hear the silver hammering, nor see the flickering fire on the hearth. All that remains is a vast, quiet, and extremely light space. You are standing at the threshold of the deepest sleep, where your mind and body are completely released from all the bonds of reality. Feel this silence as a clear, cool stream enveloping you. You are floating weightlessly, like a leaf falling into a quiet stream in the middle of the night. No direction, no destination, only the presence of absolute peace. Each of your breaths is now steady and slow, like the heartbeat of the wilderness. You feel small, but also great, as you become one with the vast universe. In this soothing darkness, a faint, ethereal silver light begins to appear, but it is not dazzling. It is stardust, crystals of relaxation gently falling, covering your soul. You feel safe. You know that tomorrow, when you wake up, you will bring with you Gaia's resilient strength and the tranquility of Legon Mountain. But that is for tomorrow. For now, your only task is to let go completely. Let your eyes grow even heavier. Let every fiber of your body melt, like silver plates being melted. Soft and without any resistance, you are sinking into a primal memory where there is no worry, no noise, only the sound of nothingness. Sleep is embracing you with the soft hands of Mother Butterfly, soothing you, taking you on a journey of the most complete rest. Everything gradually becomes misty. Your consciousness is only a tiny spark of light, and then gradually fades into the dream realm. You are sleeping a very deep sleep, very peaceful. The silver blossoms still bloom in your imagination, but they no longer make a sound. They only quietly shine to protect your sleep. You feel so light, so serene. Before you completely sink into the dream world, remember that this space always welcomes you back. When you wake up and feel refreshed, take a moment to return to this video. Leave a comment about how you feel, or share the beautiful dreams you met. Your interaction is a valuable connection that helps us build a community of souls seeking peace. But now, set everything aside. It is time for the darkness to soothe you. Good night, peaceful soul. Sleep well in the silver light of Legon. You are drifting into a deep sleep.